Hello, Professor Ramirez here. Now, muchachos, it's time to talk about the future, but not the future as you future, my future, the future of the world, the future as a philosophical idea. No, the future from the Spanish grammar perspective. So, the future, el futuro in Spanish. Okay, now I'm going to explain two ways in which you can express the future in Spanish. As always do, or as I always try to do, I am going to keep it short and simple. Subscribe to the channel if you have if you have any question or comment. My email address is in under this video, so you can send me an email or leave a comment. I am going to reply. I always do. Okay, so I said the future, two ways in which I can express the future in Spanish. The first one that I am going to call the simple future, it's pretty much the future that is expressed with the conjugation of the verbs. Okay? For example, let's think about a verb like caminar. Okay? To walk. The verb caminar, the ending of the verb is AR. This is an infinitive verb. And there are three endings for the infinitive or non-conjugated verbs. And those are AR, ER, and IR. Those are the endings of the infinitives. Okay, I have a verb, caminar. I am just describing an action. I am not creating a sentence. I am not using a subject. It's just the verb, to walk, caminar. Okay, now, if I want to form the future, or what I call the simple future, what I need to do is the following. I need to add the endings, appropriate endings for caminar, for this verb. Okay? Before I mention endings, I want to introduce another concept. And that concept is the personal pronouns. What are the personal pronouns? Personal pronouns are, in a simple way, the I, you, he, she, the subjects of a sentence. I, you, he, she, we, you all, they, right? In Spanish, yo, tú, él, ella, nosotros, ustedes, ellos y ellas, ¿vale? Entonces, vamos a ver. Vamos a poner primero los singulares or singulars. And I have first person, second person, and the third person singular. For caminar, that would be caminaré. Second person, caminarás. Third person, caminará. I repeat, these are the singulars. Okay, now actually let's draw a line here to make clear that the ones above the line, those are the singulars. The one below are the plurals. Okay, and I have first person, second person, and third person. Yo, tú, él o ella. Nosotros. So how do we create the future based on the verb caminar? Nosotros caminaremos. Ustedes caminarán. Ellos y ellas caminarán. And that's it. Now, what I want to do is, I want to emphasize the endings. has, a, hemos, han, y han. These are the endings to create what I call the simple future, or the future that I create when I conjugate the verb. That's the case number one. And at the beginning of this video, I said that we were going to talk about two ways in which we can express future in Spanish. We're done with number one. Let's move on to case number two. Ir plus a plus infinitive. This is the way in which we are going to call this second case, okay? And this is exactly what we are going to do. We need the ir plus a plus infinitive, okay? And let's take the same verb, caminar, to walk. And let's say I want to say, I am going to walk in the park. I am going to walk in the park, okay? I am going to walk in the park. It's exactly the same structure in both Spanish and English. So then let me write here. I'm going to use the black ink because I believe that way you can read better. Voy a caminar en el parque. Of course, the subject here is yo, which is implicit. That means that I can include it or not. That doesn't make any change. It's implicit in the way I conjugate the verb. And that makes me think about the importance of this. And I'm going to explain now why. In order to create a future using the ir plus a plus infinitive structure, what I have to do is I need the verb ir plus the preposition a plus an infinitive verb. Okay? Now, if you see, this one is the one that has to be conjugated. Voy is conjugated according to the subject. Who is going to walk in the park? Yo, that's what I said, right? That's why, accordingly, I have to conjugate the verb ir correctly. Voy. Okay? So it's going to be always the same thing. Ir plus a plus infinitive. This infinitive and the preposition a never change. What I have to focus on is in the conjugation of the verb ir. And that, muchachos, that's pretty much it. That's a quick reminder and an easy way to know how to express the future in Spanish. In my opinion, and based on my particular Spanish dialect, this is way more common in the ordinary talk and the ordinary speech. I would say, voy a caminar en el parque más tarde. I would never say, caminaré en el parque, because that sounds extremely formal. Probably in the written language is a different story, but in the ordinary conversation, when we are talking in the real life, when we are using language in a real context, I would say most of the time we use the ir plus a plus infinitive way. Leave a message, leave a comment, send me an email. Have a good life. Hasta pronto. Bye-bye.